Hello and welcome to the Live, Love, Laugh Lounge, where it's the home of the wise women. And today I am having a quick chat. We won't call it an interview, it's not quite so formal. A quick chat with one of our wise women, the amazing Fiona Pruden. So Fiona, do you want to introduce yourself as and tell the ladies and gents that are listening what you actually do?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Fiona. I'm ex-accountant and ex-theatre manager, and these days what I do is I help other people to learn how to paint in watercolors, because that's my specialist area now. So slightly different from what I used to do, but much more rewarding. Possibly not quite so financially rewarding, but much more life enriching.
Yeah, lovely. And obviously you're part of the Wise Women community, the Live, Love, Laugh Lounge, and the Find Your Why Foundation. So what was it that appealed to you to come and join the Find Your Why Foundation?
Yeah, no, the thing that really attracted me into it was the camaraderie that's in here, the warmth and understanding and commonality. I think is a really big thing that particularly we all seem to go through the same challenges and the same highs and lows. And so if you can see somebody else struggling with something that you've already been through, then it's brilliant to be able to say, oh, don't worry, look at it this way, spin it, look at it a different way, think of it a different way, take the pressure off, stand back, grow into it and carry on forward. So I think that's actually one of the greatest things that I've got out of this community. It's fabulous.
Yeah, brilliant. I mean, I know. Last week I wasn't feeling so well, and I know you posted. You said, "Why didn't you tell me? I'd have just driven up."
Yeah, silly cow.
You silly cow. Yeah, and then that literally is it, isn't it? Because it's kind of like you kind of know that if you called somebody, and said, "I really need your help," that they would literally either drive, get on the phone, get on Zoom, or something like that.
Yeah. It's definitely a sistership. It's, I've got three sisters already, thank you very much. But this is such a close community of sisters, and we're all really growing together. We're all really getting to understand each other's foibles.
Yes, as you do, yeah.
And we really empathise as well. I think that's a really good thing. So yeah, we do feel it, and we do notice, or I do notice if somebody's not quite on their game this week or not. Sometimes you do think, oh, I'm just going to keep an eye on her and make sure she's all right. And maybe send her a private message or something that will cheer her up, or maybe help her through whatever it is.
Yeah. I love it. And in terms of being in the community, what is the greatest achievement that you've got? So like if you can give me this is where I was and this is where I am now because of being in the community, that would be fab.
Well, I've learned so much having been since I've joined, even the simplest things about all of these things, all of the tapping
and the tapping,
alternative strategies that you may not want them every day or every week, but every so often you'll sit there and think, oh, do you know what, this will just help me work my mind through something, or just I need to feel a bit more like this, and you just pick up on lots of things. And I can never remember the name of the things where you close your eyes and say, show me
yes, the body testing.
Yeah, that thing. I've learned so many things like that, little skills that you can just assimilate into your everyday life, and just give you a little bit of a alternative strategy when things come up in your life that weren't expected or weren't what you wanted, and help you cope with them better.
Yeah, brilliant. I'm really grateful that you're using them as well, because the whole idea is that we wanted to make it, not woo-woo, but make it tangible. So I love the fact that you're using tapping. I use tapping if I'm really stressed. I can do a bit of taz and stuff. And then the havening, of course, is lovely, to just take you out of that bit.
I've even, you might be able to see, I've even feng shuied my house.
Oh, fabulous.
Feng shui, money plant, and the lucky, actually I think these need some more.
Oh, nice. Yeah, the lucky bamboo.
Yeah, and the whole of my house now is completely down to that. And before I decided to leave here, in which case I'll paint everything white, I was going to have my my orange zone over there and my blue zone over there, and I got it all worked out, and again, I would never have ever thought about doing that before I joined up with the girls here. So
great. And you're talking about moving, aren't you, now? Because that's another kind of like a new thought process that's come because of what we've been doing, you know.
Well, and also some of it is just not having the open mind to it, but when you can see some of the other ladies doing all these things without thinking twice about it, you think, "Hey, I could do that. Why am I not doing that? Jesus, I should." And so it does, it opens up new veins of thought that in the past might have been quite alien, but suddenly feel quite familiar because I can talk to somebody who's already done it and is going down that path. So yeah, it does. It builds little. It's like a web, isn't it? That you find all the bits that connect us all together, and we can share our own little pathways as we need to. That's great. It's really
fabulous. Good. And you're a great. You know. I think anyone listening to this will see that you also give a lot. Do you know what I mean? So you're really supportive, and and if you're getting the support back, then it's a win-win for everybody, which is brilliant. So obviously we created the Find Your Why Foundation so that we could help women to live a purposeful life. So that they could be happy, have joy, instead of going through the, oh, well, I'll just eat shit and die every day and then I'll get to my deathbed and regret my life. Do you know what I mean? Not really a good plan. So, people are not broken when they come to us. You weren't broken, but just the fact that there's these openings. But we like to have
the horizons just change, don't they? The horizons that you came here with. You maybe just weren't aware, and seeing what other people have done who may have had the same sort of views as you, and it just opens your eyes and lifts the roof off a little bit and gives you new dimensions.
Which is great. And so we create a why statement to keep people on track, if you like. Now, this can be fluid and it can change, but we do have a process. So the first part of the process is that we find out which of the 5 types of people you are, and we know that you're a builder. So we know that that's like, when you've got a yes, you talked about the yes before, when you've got a yes, you're on it like a car bonnet. But if you don't get a yes, it's like, can't even get out of bed. Do you know what I mean? Can't even drag myself out to get the energy to get dressed sometimes. So when we've got the yes, then that means that you can get into this really, like a Duracell bunny on heat. So what is your why statement? If I said to you, what's your why, what would you say?
My why at the moment is to get up every day and create a world of colour, not just for me, but also to encourage all of my students and other people to see a bright and colourful world out there, rather than just being in a grey and white dome. So and helping people to see that and create it for themselves, and watching and seeing how they develop when they can start to do it for themselves has been a massive enrichment in my life, really. I hadn't expected to get so much back from learning to do that. But
fabulous. I love it. I love that. Is creating a life of colour. I love that, because at the end of the day, we all have off days, and it's kind of like, it's not like you're going to come here and it'd be a happy clappy, because that's not the reality. You can't have happy if you don't have sad. So there's always 2 sides to the coin. But on those days where you're a bit stuck,
black and white. I mean, you've got to have tone, haven't you? So
exactly.
You can't have colour if you haven't got black and white. So it works both ways. And there are days where I become quite introverted and quite quiet and just curl up on my sofa and think things through and don't want to be life and soul or out there pushing forward all the time, because we all have to have I'm not going to say shades of grey.
Well, depends. Sometimes you do. But the other thing is that on those days when you're just like, oh, can I be bothered? I think that thing where you go, well, actually, I've got a class today. I want to help these people. I'm going to record some videos to do my online program. That's what gets you out of bed on those days. So in terms of what you do, so obviously you're helping people paint. How can people access that? How can they get to work with you if they want you to find out more about this?
Well, I'm easily Googleable, if that's such a word.
It is now.
Anyway. Yeah, it is now. And hopefully more and more I'll be putting more stuff and get my YouTube channel sorted out, so that will be more accessible as well. But anyone can Google me and get in touch. And I have people joining from all kinds of weird and wonderful places, and it doesn't matter where they are, it doesn't matter what country in the world. People can join in from overseas or the next village. So yeah.
And so what do? You actually like choose a painting. You show them what the painting is, or do you paint with them?
It's quite structured. I work on 3 terms a year, just like school terms, because obviously I have children. Once upon a time, that's where it started. Yes. And I do a program for the whole term. Usually it's about 6 or 7 weeks in a half term. And we work through a complete program, and it's planned so that they start from simple things and using fewer colours, and then gradually through the term I add in new things, and we try new methods and mixed media perhaps, and varieties of things. But we have a complete range of subjects. Last term we were doing a steam train steaming into a Devon Harbour, and all kinds of everything from a picnic on a beach, or pets, or flying geese, anything really. And I encourage students to give me their ideas of what they would like to do, so that I can schedule that into the next term. And then if they're doing it on Zoom, they'll watch Tuesday and Thursday morning. I do a class where I do the start of the painting. I'll have written a prep sheet anyway that tells them what we're going to do and how they're going to do it, and what colours we're going to use and what brushes and all that stuff. So they read through all of that, follow what I do on the first class, and then come back on the Thursday, in which time they had the chance to do their bit and follow what I did. Come back on the Thursday and then do the finishing off of that painting, and so then they can all go and do their bit. And if they want to, when they're finished, people send in photographs of their work for comment and advice, and put them up onto a online gallery so everyone can see what everyone else is doing.
Oh, that's great! Yeah,
so it's all very shared, and they do build up nice, supportive communities of people all get to know each other a bit and work together. So that's quite nice.
Yeah. And you have a little, you're a bit quirky, aren't you? So what do you call your watercolours?
What, Wicked? Yeah, it's absolutely wicked what we do. And some of the T-shirts and logos and things that I've developed are just fabulous. Just so funny. And loads of phrases of, Wicked Witch and the Wise Wizard of watercolours. And we've got all kinds of things like that. And I quite like, a couple of times a year, I'll have a just play with a whole range of new words and do some new designs and put all those things together so people can get I'll email out the logo or the design, and they can print it onto acetate and then iron it onto their own T-shirts and things. And if you want to, you can have it put onto mugs or table mats, anything you want. So Wicked Watercolors is really quite a fantastic brand to have.
It is. So I think that just chatting to you now, knowing how supported you are, and you get supported in the group as well. You're obviously really, really creative. So I mean, like, you're definitely a builder. You're building things. You've already got some new ideas and everything. And I know that you're going abroad for a little while now. So enjoy your rest and a bit of Sunsea sangria and whatever else might pop up. Who knows? Who knows? With the wicked watercolours out there. And I know that you're going to make some fabulous videos while you're out there as well. So that'll be brilliant to see.
I will be sharing those.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. So thank you so much, Whys Woman Fiona Pruden, for our chat. And we will speak soon. Take care.
All right. You take care, honey. Bye. Stay safe.